What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. So, Steph Curry has basically spoken out to take up for his wife after she did the Red Table Talk. And there was, a little backlash from some of the comments that she made. A lot of people were all up in arms about it. Before I get into my commentary on this, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoy my video.
I already know it's your girl Britney Chanel.
Okay, honey, so remember I did my last video where I thought it was going to be interesting to see the Red Table Talk that aired the past Monday. So it aired or whatever, and Ayesha Curry, she made some comments, and let me just read to y'all what her comments were that made Steph Curry come out to defend her. Because the comments that she made on, y'all know, Jada Pinkett Smith's Facebook watch series, Red Table Talk, this is what she said. She had a discussion. Remember, she talked a little bit about her insecurity, and this is what she said. She said, I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. So then I began to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me? I don't want it, but it would be nice to know that someone's looking. Now, what I seen when the backlash came from it was a lot of men that was just going off on this tangent, saying that she didn't have any business as somebody's wife saying this, and it was a lot of people that had a problem with what she said. And if men was in this position and they said, I just was like, this is just totally just immaturity at its finest. Okay. I totally understood what she was saying. This woman, if you look at her, she's a mother of 3. Okay, she has the whole world watching her. She's married to, Stephen Curry, who, Steph Curry is just, awesome basketball player. And, she first started talking about her insecurities as far as like women who lurk. And at first she wasn't okay with it, but, she's still not okay with it. So she started talking about that. I thought it was immature, the responses from people, because I felt like she was being transparent. Like, why was that something that she needed to say behind closed doors? And then they started coming for Steph Curry, saying maybe he ain't doing something right in the bedroom and all this little weird, crazy stuff. Like, it's just, everything is not a physical issue. And I was happy that she was able to say this, because as a mom of 3, right? I'm looking at Ayesha Curry. She's a mom of 3. When you're a pregnant woman, your body changes. You go through all these phases. And then she's been in a relationship with this man a long time, okay? They've been together since they've been younger. So you probably are like, do I still have it? I understand exactly what she said. As a woman, you're like, okay, are people still attracted to me? Like, am I, even probably thinking to herself, like, is she still attractive to her husband type of thing? Because with age, that's a question that comes up too. Because, she's not the young Ayesha Curry that she once was when she first was with him. I mean, we all age. We all, get older. It's like, let me stop. I'm getting younger every day now. Let me stop. But, we all grow up, and, he's going to get older. She's going to get older. That's a question that even men ask. We've seen the movies. Come on now, where that's a pun or a joke in the movie, and they're like, still got it. It's just that sometimes women in particular, everybody wants to be desired some type of way, or, fancied by somebody. And you just, you want to have, she clearly says, is something wrong with me? I don't want it, but it would be nice to know that someone's looking. Like, even, like, how many women who have been in relationships, right? You're in a serious relationship with your man, and it still flatters you when you get, oh, you're gorgeous or whatever. Like, I mean, it's flattering. You know, I'm flattered, but I'm in a relationship. I'm, you know, whatever the line is that you use when you say that. But it is a flattering thing to know that you're desirable, okay? And then also, you know, I looked at it like this. We don't know what this woman was going through in her relationship being with this person for so long, because typically, like, when you meet a guy, like, even if he loves you a lot sometimes, like, if he really loves you a lot sometimes, if you meet a guy and y'all are young, you know, it's like stupid stuff that goes on, like he could have, you know, messed with this person, messed with that person. And I feel like we don't know why she has these insecurities, especially about the lurking women and stuff. We don't know, because their relationship, you know, to the world, they present it as relationship goals, but nobody really knows what goes on behind closed doors. You feel me? Nobody knows if, you know, like these women that have these social media relationships. Prime example, like, you know, I've known people where you know, the person would get the girl gifts and stuff like that just to flex on, you know, social media as if he was this perfect boyfriend. And, you know, behind the scenes, the guy was not, everything was not what it was seeming. Like, the girl's guy was cheating and all this other stuff. So we don't know where her insecurities are coming from. We don't know if it's like an inner thing that she probably has been dealing with her whole life, or, you know, when they were younger and they just got together, you know, could it have been any infidelity that caused this? We don't know. But the thing that really had me, though, that kind of pissed me off about this was that in the responses, y'all, so Steph Curry came out and supported his wife, and he said, proud of you for being authentic and putting yourself out there, not being afraid of the potential BS and nonsense that could and did come at you. Way more positive than negative with all of this. Keep being you. I love you. So he put this out or whatever, and men just, oh my God, they made this, oh, he just put that out so he could focus on basketball. Like, just the stupid physical stuff that don't even really matter. Like, or did he put it out because he could have been concerned about his wife? Maybe he, you know, didn't really know that his wife could have felt to that extreme like that. Or maybe they've had a conversation about that before, and he probably knows why she felt like this. But in any event, as somebody's husband, this is the honorable thing to do, is to support your wife, you know, to defend your wife and her honor and that sort of thing. My thing, what I've noticed is that when men do the correct thing, and when they're being a family man, and when they're doing, you know, positive things, men ain't cheering them on. They calling them all kind of simps. They calling them beta males. And I see this a lot in particular, I'ma say, because I know y'all, you know, feel away. Because when it comes to colorism, it's always the dark-skinned people saying stuff. But I noticed that people, especially when how colorism works, I noticed that this whole light-skinned family, they mentioned, a lot of people been mentioning that their family is light-skinned. And that was just a turn-off to me. Like, why do we have to talk about high yellow and all this? Like, they family went on the show. Like, I mean, it's just, it's nauseating how color obsessed this, I'm not even gonna call it the black community, okay? Because y'all know how I feel about that concept, okay? People fighting for a concept of blackness that does not even exist, because black, we know, is not a race. They made up the whole African American, the whole concept of that, they made that up, okay? So when you come scientifically coming down to it, we know what the scientific names for the legitimate races are. So anyway, back to it, because I noticed that was a thing. But I noticed that because he's a light-skinned male, I noticed in particular when it comes to light-skinned males, they always try to make it seem like as if they're in a weak position, they're not manly enough, or they put on, oh, he's simping, he's emotional, or they make the Drake type of jokes and stuff. Like, anytime a man is in a positive role, I've noticed that they come for them and say all of this stupidity. Like, prime example, with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson took, he took on somebody else's child as his own. We didn't see Russell Wilson, we saw Russell Wilson getting little Future together in the morning for school, eating cereal with him, taking on Future's responsibilities, as a dad. We've seen him or whatever. He's, a stepdad and taking care of his, his kids and his wife. We've seen people like Slim Thug coming out, oh, this is lame and corny. Why is it always lame and corny when a guy is being a family man and not doing the ludicrous stuff like cheating all over the place and having kids all over the place out of wedlock and not up here presenting themselves like a fool? And the person is just defending their wife and defending her feelings. She put herself out there. Like, that's the problem with people. They always want people to be such a fake facade and not transparent. And the thing about it is, now that we have the internet, like, sometimes when you voice your opinions, people want to bash you for you voicing your opinions, and it's annoying. Like, I really come to the overstanding that, especially being on this platform, like, people have tried to put you, like, even me and myself, they have tried to put me in this thing called this black sector, and there are all these philosophies and ideology of what blackness means and what it's not. And you have these colorism people that just bang these outdated slavery ideologies over your head every single day with these videos of complaining and all this other stuff that they talk about. But it's just like, they turn around and do the same things that they complain about to other people. I just don't understand that. Y'all help me understand that in the comment section if y'all get what I mean. This is why people don't like to, when they say why, black people can't come together and stuff like that, this is exactly why. Because, number one, there is no such thing as them being together. Like, even in Africa, different tribes, different nations, okay, represent different things. And I think that that's a lie that has been told, that we're somehow all supposed to be together and this is what this looks like. No, that's not the truth. Now, I really appreciated him coming out in defense of his wife, because people were with this immature stuff. The ladies, when you're a pregnant lady, and I've heard this a lot from pregnant women, your body going through all type of changes, and you may not look the same size too like you was before you had your kids. Your clothes is fitting different. You may even have to go up a size in your clothing, hormones and stuff going on. After you have the kids, your body done changed and stuff like that. So you would be asking yourself the question, do I still have it? Like, that's a honorable, that's a real transparent response. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you want every man in your DMs, okay? That just means that you, as a human being, that's a natural feeling to want to be desired. I mean, people in their immaturity, y'all, it just really grinds my gears. How they just took this and went on a whole tangent. So she also had a post up where she said, "This is me throwing a pair of Spanx in a Marie Kondo-esque bin. Does it spark joy? I have never been one to cage my feelings and emotions to any capacity. I am human. It brings me pure joy to speak my mind, be vulnerable at times, and to know myself inside and out. Seeing as how it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I really want to take time to encourage everyone to speak their truth regardless of perception." And that's the problem that people, I've noticed, especially in this whole I would say the pro-black or whatever type of little communities, even being on the internet. I'm not even going to just put it on one group. People want you to have their perception about things, and they don't. That's why I'm frustrated. They don't have to have your perception about things. You don't have to, and especially when it comes to, I'm gonna say, black people or whatever they identify themselves as. I would say, I'm gonna just call it what they say. black people. I respect you if you call yourself black, you know, but they will be all up in arms if you don't feel the norm that they have set, or the normal ideology that they have set for themselves. Like, you may not feel the same way about colorism. You may not feel the same way about you know, why black people are in the position that we're in. You may not feel the same way about education. You may have just different views on religion, whatever. I mean, people just cannot fathom that people don't all believe the same. And it's just like, as an adult, that's something that's real. You know how many people are in existence on this planet, and it's like they cannot take when people do not agree with what they agree with. Just be respectful and agree to disagree. Like, if y'all would see some of these people that was coming after this lady, or just how people leave these nasty comments on the internet, if you don't agree with what their philosophy, the groupthink philosophy, that is them. And it's like, she's in this picture that I'm looking at, she's throwing a pair of Spanx in a bin. And if, for those of y'all who do not know what Spanx are, Spanx is when you know, your body you may have a little extra weight different places. Spanx gird you up. It's like a girdle. It gets you together so that your dress or whatever you put on lay correctly and all of that. Women have all of these insecurities, and men do too. That's the thing. Men have insecurities about things, you know, but it's constantly, if it's a woman that points out that they have insecurities about stuff, they make it so trivial. I mean, the constant, if women are emotional or vulnerable, it's, oh, we're crazy. Just the lazy answers that they give to explain all of this stuff away. Or like, oh, they started, I seen comments where they was calling her a thought. And I was like, this is totally ridiculous. And this lady is, you know, being vulnerable about what is going on in her life and at her age that she is. So let me continue with what she's saying. So she said, I really want to take the time to encourage everyone to speak their truth regardless of perception, fitting into a mold, or offending someone, because it's your truth and that's okay. If what I'm not afraid to say out loud about being a 30-year-old mama of 3 helps another woman like me feel like they're not alone and they're not the only one with the insecurity, because we all have them, don't play, then that makes all this hoopla worth it. If you get a chance to watch the actual Red Table Talk and not the headlines and rumors, please do. There's so much depth to the talk, and as our family, and it says, our family is grateful to Jada Pinkett for giving us the opportunity to bond together. That's exactly what I saw. Like, I saw like this, you know, this woman conversation of sisterhood and just talking about real issues, you know, what women go through, what they think about, you know, and, you know, being vulnerable and talking about their issues, because life is not about being all put together all the time, being extra fantabulous and all this other stuff. Like, that's the lie of social media, that you're just so fantabulous, everything is instant gratification, and that's just not real life. It's not real life. And people are actually women. There's women who they hit 30 and it's like, whoa, I'm not 20 something anymore. Or, you know, older women who can give knowledge about, you know, okay, this is what you do, or when you reach this point you start feeling like this. So it was jewels there that they gave. And I feel like some people got it, some people decided to, really it was those men who just, they're not into people being, you know, real about stuff, okay? And then they tried to use it to attack Steph Curry, and because he's light-skinned and his whole family is light-skinned, they started with the beta male simp ideology. So any man that do right by their wife and children and not out here looking like a future, you mad about it. Come on, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I mean, the way they even started coming after him saying stuff like just play basketball. Like, that man have every right to support his wife, because we don't know what the lady done been through. We don't know what this man done been through in their marriage, and they may have an understanding of each other, that they've been together. Ain't no telling what he was doing. Ain't no telling what happened with her. You know, he might be, you know, and especially after pregnancy, because, you know, all your hormones and stuff is trying to get back together and stuff like that. And maybe he knew that she went through a lot with that. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, you know, mental health awareness and supporting people, because it's not about always looking fantabulous, like relationship goals, and it's not always looking like there's no problems in the world. And I think, you know, people, I'm gonna say in that black community, since that's what they call it, they need to get off this whole colorism stuff. Leave that alone. Like, y'all done beat that just slam to just, oh my God, people are tired of hearing y'all with that. Let it go. Every time a situation, I can understand people talking about it if the situation called for that, where it was obvious. But I mean, people will start talking about that even when nobody is talking about that. We are talking about insecurities and lurking women, and how, you know, her turning, I guess she's 30, she now has insecurities. Like, am I still attractive at 30? Like, that happens to you when you age. You get what I'm saying? And y'all turned this into, oh, Steph Curry is a beta male and he's a simp for allowing her, a lot of these people that was talking was black men who, a lot of them, it was some black men that has dropped some jewels, because you could tell they've been married before. And then you had the black men that they probably have not been married. They not making the type of money that Steph Curry is making. And they just need not to talk on the whole situation, because y'all looking crazy out here. It's KingBritneyChanel. What are y'all's thoughts about what Ayesha Curry said on Red Table Talk about, you know, her insecurity about wanting to know if she was still, I guess, desirable, and her husband supporting her and defending her? What are y'all's thoughts about that? And then also, do y'all think people are wrong for coming after Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry and saying that he shouldn't have allowed her to go on the Red Table Talk, as if she's not allowed to make decisions for herself? These people, I'm telling y'all, it's KingBritneyChanel. I will see y'all on the next video. Definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.